My name is Steve Stevens, the best sports consultant money can buy. I make more money betting sports than anybody in the world. I'm the one that tells you who to bet. I'm not a bookie, I'm the bookie killer.
If money talks, then I got a lot to say. I'm on the grind trying to make $100,000 a day. The game that I pick, believe me, it's a winner. What I know could get you rich, cause all I pick is winners. Welcome to Las Vegas. Money talks, money talks. Welcome to Las Vegas.
Oh, I love it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are now tuned into the VIP Sports Podcast. I'm Steve Stevens, a.k.a. the Bookie Killer, sitting here with my co-host, the Big Skipper, coming live and direct from our offices here in Las Vegas, from our new state-of-the-art studio, by the way, sponsored by our good boys over there at betonline.ag. Good morning, Big Skipper. How are you?
I am wonderful, sir. I mean, I couldn't be better. It's November, and it's 78 degrees out.
I know. I got to say, out here in Las Vegas, ladies and gentlemen, we were swimming in our pool. Heated the pool,
On
80 degrees on Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
cooking a turkey, deep frying a turkey, the whole 9 yards. It was phenomenal.
Absolutely. Who's swimming outside on Thanksgiving Day?
People that live in Las Vegas and people that are playing Steve Stevens games.
Yeah.
Because when you're pumped up
Swimming
and you
in
got
money.
money, you're swimming in fucking money all day long. Just like you
Amen,
said,
brother.
Skip. Anyway, it's November 30th, 2017, podcast number 146. She loves dicks. And your bookie eats them as well, like I said. Are you hearing that echo? You hearing that echo I got in my headphones here?
Not really.
Well, I figured podcast number 140. We've done 146. I figured my headphones or something would be fucked up.
You figure by now the shit would be working, right? I mean, $150,000 later, 146 podcasts in, you would think the shit would be working by now.
As long as we got our fans out there listening, that's all that matters.
I know one thing. Everybody gets their fucking check every week, Steve.
Oh, that's a fact.
The checks never fucking bounce.
Yeah.
Right?
It's usually the equipment. I don't think it's anybody. I know it's nobody personally. It's
No.
not the equipment that we
No.
have. But anyway, we couldn't be more excited. Sorry for missing out last week. As you know, it was the Thanksgiving holiday. I had a blast. Spent it with the family. Ate some good food. Shout out to my girl over there that made us some fantastic food at Martini's. I introduced you to Martini's a few years
love
ago
that
as
place.
well.
Yeah.
And she made you some fantastic food.
That's where we had the Thanksgiving dinner when we filmed Money Talks.
We also had our Thanksgiving office party there as well.
Yes, we did.
So, like I said, and
they put a wonderful spread out. Shout out to Martini's. Good call with that.
yeah, well, guess what? We will be there for our Christmas party. So
awesome.
We're going to have some good eating, some good fine dining, and
Awesome.
they got those $5 Keno and $10 machines for us as well. So.
Well, I mean, when you're having Christmas or Thanksgiving dinner in the dining hall right next door, and then you can walk right out of the dining hall,
only in Vegas, baby!
straight into the bar.
After 10 shots of Fireball.
Yep, and all of a sudden,
And blow
all of a
10,
sudden,
12.
there's $10 fucking video poker machines, and we're firing.
Hey, we start out as a family. We're all hugging.
Right.
We love each other. We had a great year. Our wives are talking to each other. You and I are all emotional.
Right.
For 2 hours, the food comes. We're telling stories. And then you fast forward it 2 hours on the other side, and we're smoking cigarettes, playing video poker. Don't even want to be talked to.
Yeah, you send the wife and the kids
Yeah,
home.
you guys got to go.
It's been real, you know. We
Feed the fucking machine.
It's been real. We've had our dinner. Okay, we did what we had to do with the family. You give the wife and the kids a big kiss, put them in the car, get them the fuck home, and then we head straight to the bar.
Holiday season in Las Vegas couldn't be more exciting. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Chain smoking cigarettes, playing Liberace on the fucking machine.
Wake up the next day, chest burning like a fucking chimney, dude.
Chapped lips.
Anyway, I think they want to hear a bit about sports. Considering this is a sports betting show, which couldn't be more excited about the. We're going to get into the bill that's about to hit Monday, Skip. Couldn't be more excited. The reason why we do the podcast is for the legalization of sports betting, and we're this close, ladies and gentlemen. We're a cunt hair away from making these 100% legal in at least 5 or more states.
Big day on Monday. The Supreme Court will hear the case. New Jersey versus the Supreme Court legalizing sports betting nationwide. We are fired up about
And
this.
we're going to get into that, because don't be surprised if you don't see Skip and I in a drop-head fucking Phantom outside of the fucking courthouse with our absolute blowout winter shirt, VIP on the back, talking about, let's get this fucking money.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, like soon as that happens, I'm giving out 100 free absolute blowout winter shirts. My income, Skip's income from that day, instantly quadruples.
Don't be surprised when we show up at the federal Supreme Court building. Big Skip will be hanging out of the top of the fucking Rolls Royce.
Goddamn right.
I'll have a bottle of Crown in one
You're
hand.
motherfucking right.
I'll make a deal with you right now. We win this case, which all signs are, I don't want to jinx it, all signs are pointing towards we're going to win this case. And sports betting is going to become legal, guys, all over the country. And the case is going to be heard this Monday. It's extremely exciting. I'll make a deal with you. We win that case, I'll get high with you on the podcast.
Oh, fair enough. But hey,
All right?
we'll get ready to get high as a fucking kite then, because from what I'm told, Skip, and all the right people with our fingers crossed, our toes crossed, and a big kick to the computer, hopefully we can get this shit approved.
Nice.
Hopefully we can make sports betting legal in a few more states, and we'll get into that later. But that's the whole reason why we got into business, brother, is to take it out of Las Vegas where people can go locally. See, what fucks up the industry, Skip, is sports betting, as you know, is only legal in Vegas. So we're sending trillions of dollars offshore where people's money, they don't know if it's safe or not, and a lot of squares and business people don't want to send their money offshore because it's not all the way legal. However, when it's legal and you can go to a kiosk or the local bank and get a fucking game in and put your money right in the machine and get paid right after, or however they set it up, it's going to bring the credibility back into the business to where the clients are involved with the money. You don't have that middleman thief out there or that fake sports consultant that acts like he wants to give you a game but really wants to rob your money with a fake sports book, which has given this business a black eye. It's never been the consulting end of the business. It's been the fucked up sports books and the legalities of that, Skip.
I'll tell you what, Nevada has had a strong hold on the sports betting industry. It's been a monopoly.
Well, let's make it, I don't mean to cut you off, but let's make it clear. It's because of Nevada why nobody else can get licensed, because we did want to have a monopoly on the gambling.
Well, it's over now.
Well, yeah, their assholes open it up and we're dipping it.
Yeah.
That's all I can find. Look, open that motherfucker up, prime it a little bit, and let us in, because we're looking to get our nuts off.
That's one way of looking at it.
How do you look at it?
All the closet sports bettors will be coming out of the closet. Like you said, it gives the industry credibility.
It's the
okay?
big boys. The whales can come out now. And
Everyone can come out now. The $20 parlay bettors and the $5,000 straight bettors, everyone can come out of the closet because it'll be legal across the nation, and you don't have to hide it anymore, and it'll add credibility to the industry, which is the most important thing you said, and it will boost everyone's income. God bless America.
I agree. We got a great show for you today, ladies and gentlemen. VIP Sports is firing on all cylinders in college football, NFL, college basketball, NHL, and even the NBA right now. Ooh.
Very little. Scary NBA.
Well, we've told you guys to bet very little NBA, and we're going to keep it that way. However, I got that total package, that new total source, Skip, that's hitting high 70%. We're going to discuss with the people well. Anyway, a lot of trolls in the industry. I think you know that. If you follow us, you've been with us. My name is Steve Stevens. I'm the one that tells you who to bet. In other words, I'm not a bookie. I'm the bookie killer. I'm no different than a stockbroker. I'm selling information. I'm selling tips. Nobody makes more money betting sports than me. I'm sure you guys have seen my show, Money Talks, on CNBC. I'm the only sports consultant in the history of sports betting to be documented 72.3%, and not only documented, but on the Business Financial Network that runs the world. We had 11 episodes. This is basically a sidekick or a spin-off of the Money Talk show, because we want to keep the sports betting legal alive, and the legality of sports betting is why we do the show. And more importantly, just to make you guys better sports bettors. The mom at home that's just sitting there, the Orange County housewife, rather than suck the neighbor's cock and not know what to do and end up on a reality show, we're showing you how to make money betting sports, giving you something to do with your time. To the guy out there that needs a second income, to the guy that makes plenty of money, that wants another business that makes more money, that hits a little bit harder and a little bit faster than the stock market. Even though the stock market's hitting right now and you can make some money, don't get me wrong, sports betting's still higher risk, more reward, higher payouts, faster money.
Faster, safer return on your equity is what I like.
Right.
Is what I like to say, Steve.
Well, and there's a lot of people out there that like to live fast and die young. How about live fast and live long? How about that one? And
absolutely.
strong.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure you're getting a hold of us. 877-220-6540. If you're looking for a free pick, go to our website, VIPSportsLasVegas.com. We have packages for all size, shapes of sports bettors. If you got a little small cock out there and you don't know when to see it, give us a call. We'll help that motherfucker grow, get your confidence back, get you to the next level. If you're a big cock and you can't find too many holes to stick it in, we'll find a bookie that you could shove it right up his fucking ass. Size, shapes, colors, we don't care. You can't be prejudiced to this industry. You can't be prejudiced to the size, shape, or color of the ball. I don't care if it's a pissing contest or a cockroach race. As long as I got the information and it pays, it's all that matters, right, Skip?
That's all that matters.
Tell these people about if they're watching the podcast on YouTube.
If you're watching the podcast on YouTube right now, like most people do, make sure you subscribe to our channel. When you do subscribe, make sure you click that little button on there where the bell is. That way you'll get notifications every time we put out a new video. Doesn't cost anything. It's free, and we know everybody loves free. Make sure you give us a thumbs up, and put your comments in because we like to check them out. We love to read them. What else, Steve?
Well, like I said, we want to welcome all of our new listeners from around the world to the Podcast One. As you know, we've been on Podcast One. Fucking absolutely amazing.
Phone's been ringing off the fucking hook ever since.
Shout out to our boy Kid out there for just bringing in all sorts of sponsors for us.
Marketing the fuck out of us.
Marketing the fuck out of us, making sure we compete with Dan Patrick and Rich Eisen. And we're really excited to be a part of the program, guys, and hopefully we can keep growing and even make it bigger. You know what I mean, Skip?
Absolutely.
So if you're listening to us, Podcast One, the VIP Sports Las Vegas podcast, we're excited to be bringing you into my life of a guy that bets big, lives larger, and more importantly, this trillion-dollar industry of sports betting. You know what I mean, Skip?
And if you're one of those like 800,000 people that do listen to us on Podcast One, and you want to see the video, just click over to YouTube and you can see the actual video in this beautiful set. If you're listening on Podcast One.
And if you are on Podcast One, don't forget, download the new episodes every Thursday on the Podcast One app, Apple Podcasts, or at podcastone.com. And if you're just listening, like Skip said, and you're not watching us, get over to the YouTube. Like I said, we're all organic, all natural, averaging fucking 10,000 views per show. We're here to entertain you, but more importantly, make you fucking money.
Yeah, that's
bottom line.
That's just on YouTube. That doesn't count iTunes. That doesn't count Podcast One.
Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, VIP Sports LV. Direct message us with any question that you have. We'll get right back to you.
We are on Twitter, Rub Her Clitter.
Goddamn right. And like I said, if you don't want to have your fucking bankroll on the shitter, give us a call. One call, that's all.
Check us out on Twitter.
Skip, we're going to get into some off the field. Let's get into our show today. Who's this off the field brought to you by?
BetOnline.ag, the same people that sponsor this beautiful studio, Steve.
Hey.
BetOnline.ag is one of the web's most popular betting destinations.
Send these people home. Either send them home.
Sign up for an account using the promo code ALLDAY and get a 50% welcome bonus instantly added to your bankroll. BetOnline.ag has a management team, Steve, that's been together since 1991. They offer wagering on nearly every sport and every event possible that you can imagine. Once you're in the action, you'll see firsthand why BetOnline.ag has an A+ rating. They have the best live betting software in the business. Most importantly, fast payouts. BetOnline.ag because you can, people.
I love it. Let's get into a little off the field before we get into our show today, ladies and gentlemen. I do want to talk about this. It's a topic that I don't like, and I want to speak on it. New York Giants, okay? Phillip Rivers of the Chargers did not mince words when asked for his reaction to fellow 2004 draft class quarterback Eli Manning being benched by the New York Giants on Tuesday. Geno Smith will start for the New York Giants against the Raiders. First of all, let me tell you what he said, and then you and I will voice our opinions. Okay? What Phillip Rivers says, I honestly thought it was pathetic. Rivers said Wednesday he's been out there 210 straight games with no telling how many bumps, bruises, and injuries for his team. He won 2 Super Bowl MVPs, and with the respect he had in the locker room over the years, and really the respect he gained throughout the league, you feel like the guy has earned the fucking opportunity. And if they are, in fact, deciding to go in another direction, he's earned the opportunity to finish it off these last 5 weeks. Want me to start?
Go ahead.
I couldn't agree anymore. You guys are a fucking embarrassment. You're talking about a motherfucker that came over there and got you 2 Super Bowls, 2 MVP, plays hard as he fucking can, one of the best quarterbacks, underrated, but definitely proven himself over the years, and you bench him in the middle of the season, and you want to show him that type of respect level and embarrass a guy like this, I agree with fucking Rivers 100%. If you're going in a different fucking direction, you could have let him play it out the season. He earned that respect and then some. How do you feel about that? I
agree 100% with everything you just said, and I actually do have real true feelings towards this because I'm a Charger fan at heart. I love my Eagles, obviously. I've always been a Charger fan since I've been a little kid, the days of Dan Fouts and Air Coryell, Steve. And I remember this draft class when they came out. And Eli Manning is not a fan favorite of mine. I don't like the guy. And the reason why, when he came out in the draft that year, the Chargers had the #1 pick, and they wanted Eli Manning. And he said, don't pick me because I won't play for the Chargers.
Yeah, it's pretty. I remember
Okay?
that. Yeah, I remember.
That's how the Chargers ended up with Phillip Rivers. Okay? Now, here's the thing. Here's a guy that said, I want to play for the Giants. Draft me, I want to play for you.
Yeah, was banging for him before he even got drafted.
He's been banging for you the whole time. He's won 2 Super Bowls, was named the MVP of both of those Super Bowls. He's played in 210 straight games for the Giants.
And if you don't
He's
think
done nothing but put his balls on the line for this franchise, brought him 2 Super Bowl rings, and they're going to smack him in the face like this? Number one, he's got no receivers to throw to. The whole fucking receiving crew is hurt, okay? And they're going to put all the weight on his shoulders and bench him fucking in week 12? What a fucking disgrace. And I'm not an Eli Manning fan. I don't like the guy.
I could take it deeper than that. He doesn't have a fucking offense. He doesn't have any receivers. He's out there getting beat up and pounded for your sorry-ass fucking team. If anything, you should have pulled him and let the Geno take a beating till you figured out some receivers for the motherfucker.
You can't bench a guy that's played 210 straight games for you.
You know, you're embarrassing your franchise.
That alone just is insane. And throw in the fact that he won 2 Super Bowls for you.
Unbelievable, yeah.
The guy's played 210 straight games for you. You can't bench him.
NFL, you're having enough problems as it is. I think we saw when J-Rod got benched, the embarrassment the Buffalo Bills had. This is just as much, if not more, of an embarrassment than that. Speaking of an embarrassment.
McAdoo, you're a bitch.
Speaking of embarrassment, moving into Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods makes his latest comeback, Big Skipper.
Tiger Woods.
Yeah. At this week's 18-man field. Now,
I thought he was making a comeback in Vegas with the hookers and the blackjack table.
I wish he would. That's when he was at his best.
Yeah, let the guy play blackjack. Let the guy bang hookers.
Snort some blow, take his Oxycontin.
Yeah, and he'll win fucking.
Smoke his weed, and he's fucking the best in the world.
Absolutely. It's kind of like me. I go out, I get fucked up. Yeah. I gamble all night long. I'm out till 5 in the morning.
And the next day, you outsell and win more games.
And next day, I'm here at 9:30, and I have the biggest fucking day I've had in 6 months.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's the only way I can perform.
I think that's how true superstars are actually wired, to be honest with you, Skip.
Absolutely.
I'm the same way.
You are the same way. I wasn't going to throw that in there, but you're exactly the same way.
And what I'll do, I'm the opposite. I'll put myself in debt. I'll go spend $300,000 on something that I didn't even need just
so you have to go get more.
To keep yourself grinding. Because guys like you and I, and I've said this.
I'm the same way.
I've said it in the Motivation 101s. You got to find a reason to grind because guys like us get comfortable when you have plenty of money. So I think you found a way.
You said it in Money Talks, in one of the episodes of Money Talks.
Yeah.
I think you were fucking throwing me under the bus when you said that.
No, I'm dead fucking serious.
I want my guys to lose everything, go out all night, gamble all night, lose everything you got, max out your credit cards, tap out that fucking debit card, drain every one of your fucking accounts, so that you got to come back in here and make more.
And get that fucking money. That's pretty much
It's true. A master fucking salesman, a guy that's on the top of his fucking game, that's a great way to, I don't know, I've done this for years myself. I will go blow my brains out financially and physically.
Correct.
Just so when I come, as a matter of fact, I've been known to say in the casino, when I'm losing my ass, I'll be sitting there with Big Ron or something, right? I actually say somebody's going to fucking pay for this debacle.
Yeah,
right?
oh no.
That's one of my favorite fucking phrases when I'm gambling and drinking.
Oh.
Somebody's going to pay for this debacle.
It's usually you're looking for the casino and then you go in so fucking deep. Here's what I like. Here's what I like. I like when I'm chasing a $200,000 jackpot on a machine and I'm 180,000 in.
Even if you hit it, you fucking.
What the fuck?
You'd be lucky if you made 20, 30 grand,
God,
right?
I love that. And there was
I've done that in bingo halls, by the way.
Me and you fucking around at the local fucking bar. How many times are we in 3-4 dimes to a machine that only pays 4 fucking dimes?
Oh, fucking like 3 times a week.
Anyway, so back to Tiger Woods. Like I said, he's in an 18-man. Listen, I want him to come back. I like Tiger Woods. Like I said, I feel like the community broke him down, fucked him up. He couldn't be who he was.
Right.
He never should have hid who he was to start with.
Yeah, exactly.
He should have owned up to being, I love fucking a bunch of bitches.
Yeah.
I love doing what I do, and let me be me. People would have respected him. He still would have.
I love Vegas. I love the blackjack table. I love my Oxycontin.
Oh, I love it.
I like a couple of cocktails, and most importantly, I love taking 2 hookers up to my room.
And if you have 2 cookers, I got to have cocaine on me because it makes him do some crazy shit.
Hey, whatever he's doing. I know one thing. He was at his fucking top of his game when he was banging hookers and and gambling.
If you're getting prostitutes, you said you don't know. Let me back you up a little minute. So if you're Tiger Woods, you got 3 girls. You have nothing but alcohol,
Right.
and then you have 3 girls at your party, but you have an 8 ball of cocaine for them. What party there do you think is going to be more jumped off, nasty, and more bang for your buck?
What do you mean?
Well, the 3 prostitutes that are sober there, that are just on alcohol, or the party where you have the 3 prostitutes on cocaine? You're going to get a lot more bang for your buck on the blow. Yeah. You're going to catch them blowing your asshole for an extra $200 rather than $3,000.
They're going to gnaw on your penis a little longer when their fucking jaw's going back and forth.
Yeah, correct. Because that's just part of the game. So
Yeah.
be careful. Rub up out there. Make sure you stay safe. But back into Tiger Woods. He's in a tournament, ladies and gentlemen, in Albany. It's an 18-field tournament.
Albany.
Okay. Yeah. Hero World Challenge at the Albany Golf Club. He's played this golf club for years. He loves it. He actually knows the course very well. At this course, Tiger hopes to once again find his form that helped him to 14 major championships and 79 career victories.
Good luck.
There's only 18 players in the field, and guess what? No cuts. Unlike the cocaine he used to snort, which was cut like a motherfucker. Had him going crazy. Throwing golf clubs through the window, wrecking the truck, all sorts of shit.
So there's 18 players in this tournament? That's
No
it?
cut. No cut.
18 players and no cuts.
No cut like that blow he got in Miami. But anyway, like I said, what I want to do.
Wow, that's a small tourney.
No, and like I said, I'm all for Tiger. I want him to get his swing back. I always said if he got his shit back together, he got back to partying a little bit. It's not so much about drugs. We bust his balls. Take a few Lortabs, fuck a few hoes, smoke a little pot, drink a little alcohol.
Live a little bit.
Live a little bit, fuck some hoes if you're not married or whatever. And I always thought by the
He's not married anymore. The bitch took all his money.
I said he goes back to his old ways. I figured by the senior tour he could take over.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Anyway, let's go over some odds that
By
might.
the senior tour, he
You guys
should be
might-
able to get back to your grind, Tiger.
Exactly.
And by the senior tour, you should be right back in the mix.
Skip, you only got to be 50 to play in the seniors. How
He's
old are
not
you?
fucking 50.
I'm just saying it ain't far away. How old do you think Tiger is?
How old is he? 40?
He's in his 40s. Yeah.
Is he 40?
42, 43.
No.
Motherfucker, Tiger's in his 40s.
Is he?
Yeah.
All right.
But here's the deal. Let's go over some odds for Tiger Woods during this tournament that everyone can bet.
Oh, they got prop bets on Tiger Woods.
It's not really, it's not really, I mean, it's a prop bet, but it's something you can bet some big money on. Here it is, Skip. I want to read them to you, and you give me the answer along with the public.
All right.
Will Tiger Woods finish in the top 10?
Well,
Now, there's only 18 players, keep in mind.
Okay.
There's only 18 players. Will he finish in the top 10?
Yes.
Yes is plus 200.
Plus 200?
For every $100, you get 200.
Wait a second. There's,
being-
18 players, and
Will he
all he has to do is beat 8 of them,
Plus 200.
and I'm getting double my money?
Correct.
I'll take
no,
that.
No is minus 250.
Really?
Correct.
Does he suck that bad?
Actually, he does, Skip. And this tournament right here is a little bit different.
You're kidding me.
He would actually have a shot here to finish top 10.
I'm going to take.
However,
I'm going to take yes.
And I'm going to take your action. So you're saying
You're going to take my action.
Yeah, up to 1,000. I'll take it.
I'll take 1,000.
I'll say so. You're saying Tiger will finish in the top 10
out of 18
plus 200 for 1,000.
Absolutely.
I'm booking your bet.
That's a bet.
You guys heard it right here, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a bet.
So I pay you 2,000. If
So
not, you owe
my
me a
1,000.
G. He's got to finish in
correct.
the top 10.
Perfect.
What would you?
Come
guys-
on, Tiger. I got faith in your drunk ass.
You guys go to our podcast and tell me what you do.
Somebody get him some fucking oxys and a couple
Do
drinks.
you say yes, he finishes top 10, or no? Now,
If you're over there in Albany, get this guy a couple hookers quick.
this is the one you should have been more worried about.
I'm
for your
all
bet.
over that. I'll take that bet.
Will Woods withdraw?
Withdraw?
Yes is plus 350.
You mean like cocaine withdrawals?
No, he has withdrawals all the time. No, talking about withdrawing from the tournament. You know, he's
Oh,
withdrawing from a lot of
fuck
tournaments.
no, he won't
He has
withdraw.
an attitude like me. He doesn't. Listen, you can't be mad at Tiger for not liking to fucking lose. If I was losing a tournament, couldn't win, I'd withdraw from the motherfucker too. Fuck the rules. I'm quitting on Friday. I'm down 30 strokes. Fuck everybody.
Well, you do that on the golf course now.
Goddamn right. I like his attitude
You
for
get all
wanting to win.
tuned. You
though.
get all tuned up. You hit a couple bad shots. You got
bad shots, but I'm still a
you're
superstar.
You're fucking 9 irons up in the goddamn tree. Your putter's in the lake, and you just leave.
You're portraying me to be like some 110.
No, you're a decent golfer.
Yeah,
I'm just saying if you.
I'm low 80s all day.
I've been-
fresh out of coma.
Listen, you're a decent golfer.
That's more than decent.
What
Good.
Yeah,
good golfer.
You're an 8 handicap.
Golf.
That ain't bad.
Good golfer.
Borderline. You're decent. You're an 8 to 10 cap. That ain't bad.
Well, cap these nuts. What you could do.
What I'm saying is I've known you to get a little pissed off or maybe a little drunk or a
But
little
don't you
fucked
know
up
me
on
to
the
want to
court.
win?
And then, of course you're competitive.
I'm willing to do whatever it takes to
All
get
I
the
said
job
is
done.
I've known you to
Same
do
for
the
my
same
clients.
thing.
I'm
Yeah.
willing to fucking bang. I'm willing to put a uniform on, paint my fucking face, get in the fucking game for you to win. Remember, I turned gray for your payday.
I turned gray for your pay.
So anyway, will Woods withdraw?
No.
I would have to say absolutely not.
No.
He's not entering this tournament to withdraw. He's not
What are the
looking to
odds on
embarrass
that?
it. Well, you got to understand, we're not saying attitude-wise. What happens if he gets hurt? He'd have to withdraw, wouldn't he?
I guess. Injury withdrawal, yeah.
Yeah. Not playing in a long time, pull something, hamstring, haven't fucked 30 bitches a week for a while,
He's not
pull
gonna,
a hammy.
He's
Huh?
not going to withdraw.
All right. Let's move into some more important news, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
New Jersey sports betting case, ladies and gentlemen. A cautiously optimistic Governor Chris Christie will be at the U.S. Supreme Court Monday to lend moral support as New Jersey lawyers try to convince the justice to allow legal sports betting at Garden State racetracks and casinos.
Right.
I'm looking forward to being in court, Christie told reporters at a public event in Newark on Wednesday. Hey, Christie, I think I might be looking forward to getting in fucking court too. Skip, you keep pumping me up. We'll get on a fucking flight. Or,
I ain't flying back east for no fucking court case.
well, you think we're jumping in the drop head fucking rolls and putting that many miles on it? You're crazy too. There might be a good shot. We fly out there to
I'll
lend
leave
some
this
support.
up to Governor Christie and the attorneys.
But anyway, no matter which way it goes, I think the right decision to be made will be to make sports betting legal. Governor Christie, you're owed this. All the support that you've done for Trump, all the support that you've done to put this on a platter. I pray to God that it goes down.
Like I said, I'm not jinxing it, but everything I'm reading and everything that I see, I'm cautiously optimistic as well.
I'm going to have to say that it does pass, and it's optimistic, and this is why that Skip and I have done this show, and this is why I've been in the sports consulting business for sports betting to be legal for guys around the entire world to take advantage of my winning games and take advantage of the formula for success and take advantage of making money in this trillion-dollar sports betting and bringing the money back into the states and lowering our taxes and paying for schools and paying for parks and once again dropping taxes. That's what making sports betting legal is going to do because we're tired of sending $1 trillion fucking dollars a year to these third world fucking countries. That's why. Keep it here and take care of the fucking kids and take care of the taxes. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Let's move into NCAA Week 14.
Wow.
Week 14.
It's the end of the college football season. It's championship week.
It
Steve.
sure is, my friend. Week number 14, we couldn't be more excited. Week number 14 is brought to you, our boys over there at paperhead.com, Skip.
Okay.
Are you ready to start making real money? Then start your own business with the best player software in the business. Or should I say, player management software in the business at paperhead.com. Built with the exclusive tools to maximize your profits quickly and easily, Paperhead's secure and user-friendly platform allows you to be your own boss and get a piece of this billion-dollar industry. Get a pen and jot down the number that's on your screen right now. You'll receive Paperhead's stellar platform for $3 per head.
Wow.
You heard it right, Skipper. $3 per head when you call 888-978-07, or should I say 0288. Once again, 888-978-0288. This promotion has been offered exclusively for the fans of the VIP Sports Podcast. So call 888-978-0288 today. If you're like myself and you bet big and live large, there's no better place than paperhead.com. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
This is the part where we usually go into previews of college football and everything we told you right the week before. But the only thing that I got right was I smoked enough weed till I passed out, ate enough turkey, ate enough fucking ham, to where I sat on the couch and did absolutely nothing. That's the only preview I have from last week. What was your last week's preview for Thanksgiving?
Had one of the biggest fucking weeks ever, and my clients know it.
No, you're motherfucking right.
Absolutely dominated. We gave thanks to the bookies that paid us.
Well, the turkeys weren't the only ones that got slaughtered that weekend. I can
let
tell
me
you
tell
that.
you, man. We absolutely dominated last week, Steve.
So no reason.
And the bookies felt it right in their ass.
Yes, they did. So
Congratulations to every one of our clients.
we have nothing to recap. Let's just get into some previews of this week's games. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we only do marquee matchups. We only talk about games that are worth you betting money on or games that you need to stay away from. We're not here to go over every matchup. We're not ESPN. Like I said, I don't have a degree in sports. Skip's not a statistician. We can't tell you who played in 1954. We can't tell you what the locker room smelled like in 1976, and frankly, don't give a fuck.
No.
Because this podcast is all about making money and beating the spread, and none of that stuff we just mentioned has any bearing on winning games against the spread.
It's championship week in college football. There are 9 conference championship games this week, starting Friday, and it's a bizarre couple of days in college football. I'm going to tell you why. As soon as we get into these previews here after the break, we're gonna go over some numbers. It's a weird situation here, Steve, because a lot of the series trends this week are not lining up with the actual trends that these teams have had during the season.
Whoa, bro! Are those like the Saturn and the
yeah, bro? Like the shit just ain't lining up. The shit ain't really like lining up, dude.
Fuck, bro.
So what I'm saying is, like in the series trends, like Stanford's playing USC in the Pac-12 championship
correct.
Friday night. The series trends are different than the actual trends that each team has had so far this year. You'll see what we mean once we get into it after the break.
Friday, Pac-12 Championship. Let's just start right with that. Number 12, Stanford. Number 10, USC. Spread is number 4. Came out at 3.5. It's right now at 4. People are betting USC, even after Stanford put that ass whooping on Notre Dame, which was amazing if you ask me. That was definitely a good game to add to your portfolio. Don't you agree, Skip?
Well, this is one of those games. The Pac-12 championship game this Friday night is the first one of the 9. This is one of those games I was just saying. Overall, these are 2 teams that just don't cover, and there's been a lot more unders than overs. But in this series, you're going to find out just the opposite, basically, when it comes down to the series numbers.
Well, the Condoms opened as a 3-point favorite, as you know. Trojans came in as a...
The Condoms?
The Condoms came in as a 3-point favorite. Stanford Cardinals beat the USC Trojans 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
But Southern Cal snapped that skid with a convincing victory over Stanford earlier this season, winning easily 42-24. Outgaining the Cardinals 623 to 342.
They almost had USC almost had double the yardage that Stanford did when they played earlier this season.
And covering as a 3-point favorite.
Yeah.
Stanford is 3-1 straight up and against the spread. So they're hitting 75% right now. You can't really...
Versus USC.
Correct.
So this is what I'm trying to say.
We're going. Keep in mind, we're going over the marquee. These 2 teams together, guys.
In the series, Stanford has covered 3 out of the last 4 times that these 2 teams have met. Okay? And also, in those 4 games, 3 out of 4 of them have gone over. So the last 4 times Stanford's played USC, Stanford's covered 3 of them out of the 4, and 3 out of the 4 have gone over. That's the series trends.
Well, let me give you another one. USC's 2-6 against the spread in its last 8 games after a win.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, 2-6 against the spread in its last 8 games after a win. Well, they're coming off a win, Skip.
Absolutely. And USC overall this year, 3-7 against the spread their last 10 games.
From a betting standpoint,
3
USC
and
can
7.
suck a fucking cock. That's exactly what USC is when it comes down to covering the spread. A Trojan, a rubber, something that goes in the ass.
These are 2 teams.
Shit.
These are
shit.
These are 2 teams that basically don't cover, and there's a lot more unders with these 2 teams than there are overs. Even though the last 4 games when they've matched up, 3 out of 4 has gone over. That's what I'm saying. The numbers are kind of opposite than they really are on the series numbers.
Can I just break it down what you're trying to get at, because we're being a little political, analytical? You look at a total in this game. It's not a game you put your money on the side. If you're a Stanford fan, if you're a USC fan, stick to chicken wings and look at a total. Like Skip said, it's not a game to put a bunch of money on the side.
I want to say something else about this game before we go to a quick break. Both of these teams have struggled on the road, okay? And, of course, this game's going to be on a neutral site. The game's going to be played where the 49ers play, Levi Stadium up there in Santa Clara in Northern California. Stanford is 6-0 this year on the road, but they're only 3-3 when they leave home, okay? That's straight up. And against the spread, when Stanford goes on the road, they're 1-4-1 against the spread on the road this year. So not too good. On the flip side of that, USC, undefeated at home, just like Stanford is. USC's 7-0 at home. However, when they leave the Coliseum and they go on the road, they're only 3-2 on the road this year. So these are 2 teams that struggle away from home, okay? And the game's being played on a neutral field. So be real careful. Like Steve said, the play most likely will be on the total in this game.
Like I said, you're a Stanford fan, USC fan, stay away from it. We got a lot of information. We're going to do a matchup with number 6, Georgia, at number 2, Auburn, right after this little break. We'll talk to you soon. You do like making money, correct? I'm Steve Stevens. I'm the one that tells you who to bet. I'm not a bookie. I'm the bookie killer. Whether you're here in town on business or to flat out gamble, don't forget, sports betting is a multi-billion-dollar industry and you deserve your fair share. Call 877-220-6540 or go to VIPSportsLasVegas.com, mention this ad, and get a $500 personal play absolutely free. See you in the winner's circle.
BetDSI.com. Over 20 years in business, A+ rated and fast and free payment of winnings with odds on all sports and global events. Get a free $25 right now to try the site and a 100% bonus on your first deposit. Go to BetDSI.com now because it's only a game until you bet it.
Back at it, ladies and gentlemen.
That was a good break, brother.
We just gave an exciting meeting. As you know, me and Skipper do a nice little meeting that overlooks the sales force. Well, they were looking a little bit tired and lazy.
Oh, yeah.
So I just went in there and chewed on their leg like a fucking pit bull. That's what the fuck I just did. You don't work for Steve Stevens if you're going to go fucking lollygag while I go do a show that creates us leads and educates the world on how to make more money betting sports than they could possibly imagine.
If they would just listen to the big skipper and take my lead, because when the boss got to come in there and start chewing on their leg, all hell breaks loose.
Your job, you have a telephone, you have leads, and you have closing statements. Get on the phone, do your job, and do it well.
They're good guys. They just need a little kick in the ass every now and
Yeah,
then.
but if you got to kick yourself in the ass and you can't motivate yourself.
If I got to fucking motivate you, then you're in the wrong fucking business.
Correct. You got to motivate yourself.
Yeah.
In this day and age, ladies and gentlemen, you can't. That's why I say, if you're let me just say something before I get into, because you guys know I'm one of the baddest motherfucking salesmen in the world. If you're one of those salesmen that blame other people, this place doesn't motivate me, or this guy next to me did that, or this guy's doing that, or these leads are doing that, buddy, look in the mirror. It's you sorry bastard.
Stop being a finger pointer.
If you're a bad motherfucker, all you need is a telephone and some leads, and you'll get the fucking job done. Bottom fucking line. You don't make excuses. Excuses are like assholes. Everybody has some.
Stop being a finger pointer.
Anyway, back at it, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuned into the VIP Sports Podcast. I'm Steve Stevens. They call me El Scorcho in the streets.
Who he's hot.
Sitting here with the chiropractor because he's straightening people out. What's up, Skip?
I will definitely straighten him the fuck out.
I told him about Georgia Auburn. Talk to me. Tell me what we got on that game.
Well, Saturday, the SEC Championship game will be played at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium over there in Atlanta. Georgia, number 6 Georgia, takes on number 2 Auburn. Georgia 11-1 straight up this year. Only loss came last week. Not too good. I'm sorry. Auburn rated number 2 in the country. The line on this game, Steve, I've seen it go from 1 up to 3. Now it's back to 2. Auburn is -2. The total is 47.
Hold on. You said from 2 up to 3 down to 2.5. That's it. Are you talking about your penis?
No, Steve. No, I'm not.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Auburn came
I
out.
thought you were telling me a story.
No.
My bad. Sorry.
Auburn came out -1, -2. It went all the way up to 3. A lot of early money came in on Auburn Tigers. Now it's back down to 2. Total was up at 48, 48.5. It's down to 47. So from a betting standpoint, looks like the money's been coming in on both sides. It came in early on Auburn, and then people started betting Georgia plus that 2.5 or 3. So now it's back down to 2, and a lot of early money came in on the under.
Well, it's not a secret. Auburn fucking destroyed, creamed, blasted,
Yeah.
opened up a can of whoop ass.
That's what I was about to say. Georgia 11-1 straight up this year. Only loss coming from Auburn, actually, where Auburn just fucking annihilated them just, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So now the teams will meet again in a rematch for the SEC title. And most likely, Steve, the winner of this game almost definitely will get an automatic berth into the college football playoffs. That's what's at stake Saturday night in Atlanta.
I'd have to agree 110%. Like I said, and I agree, Auburn should be the favorite in this game. Georgia's going to need to step up their game. And
Auburn's on fire, man.
Yes,
I
they
mean,
are.
they
Well,
blasted fucking Georgia a couple weeks ago.
But hold on.
Just beat Alabama.
so is Georgia. Skip, let's go to the other side of the token.
Georgia's a good fucking
Georgia's
team.
3-1 against the spread in its last 4 games against Auburn.
In the series.
In the series. So
Here's another one of those things where in the series the numbers are different than what the team's actually been doing.
out of that 3-1, the one just came earlier in the year, though, when Auburn handed Georgia that loss.
Yeah, Georgia, correct. Georgia is 3-1 against the spread the last 4 times they played Auburn. Okay? The only time they haven't covered was a couple weeks ago when Auburn just kicked their ass. However, Georgia's only 3-3 against the spread their last 6 games, period. So, to me, that's a little bit more important than what they are in the series, because that series goes back, 3-4 years. Different players, different scenarios, different spreads, different fields. Bottom line is, Georgia's only covered 3 out of their last 6 games. They're only covering at a 50% clip right now.
Well, I agree. Listen, if you're asking me how Georgia's playing, I mean, even though the stats show them good, they're winning games, I don't think their team's playing up.
They're not covering.
They're not covering the spread on the betting point
Their
at all.
Yeah, their
It's
last
a team
6 games, they're only 50-50 getting the money.
And our podcast is all about sports betting, and
Right.
this is a team that you would stay the fuck away from. Let me tell you why. Also, Auburn on the other side, 4-0 straight up, and 3-0 against the spread in its last 4 games in its conference.
Against the SEC, Auburn has been dominant, Steve.
So, I mean, you're talking about a team that hasn't covered a spread against a team that's winning every game and covering the spread. You might want to lead towards Auburn in this matchup. Who knows? Acquiring minds want to know. 877-220-6540.
I'd like to say another thing real quick. The total on this series, in this matchup, you always say to look at the total. So let me give them a little something to think about before we move on to the next game. The last 7 games that Georgia's played,
Write this down, please, guys, if you're going to, so you can steal some good information.
the last 7 games that Georgia's played, 5 of them have gone over. The last 9 games that Auburn's played, 7 of them have gone over. So
Does it take a rocket science to figure out? Once again, in that particular game, guys, if you're going to lead on a side, you might want to lead to Auburn, but the total is definitely a game that we're betting 5 figures on, and it's a game that's going to bottom line get the fucking money. I can tell you.
both teams have high-scoring offenses and great defenses. So it's a little odd that the most of their games have been going over. Georgia 5-2 to the over last 7. Auburn 7-2 to the over last 9. Even though they both have great defenses, I mean Auburn is averaging 37 points a game and Georgia's averaging 36. So you put that together, that's 70 points. Yeah, total's 47. A lot of money been coming in on the under, but be careful.
This is the next team I want to talk about is the ACC Championship. Once again, number 7 Miami. They're disrespecting against number 1 Clemson. Spread came out at 8 when it first came out. The spread went up to 9.5, down to 9. Now we're talking about my cock. My bad. Sorry about that, dude. We were like, they came out at 8.
It came out at 8.
It went to 9.5,
shot
went to 9. I was like, fuck. My bad, guys.
It came out at 8, shot up to 9.5.
I was like, fuck. Went down to 9. So, anyway, number 7 Miami at number 1 Clemson came out at 8. The line is now 9 and 46.5. So they're pounding Clemson along with the underskip. Tigers opened up, like I said, 8-point favorites. Clemson Tigers already 2-time defending ACC championships, and they'll shoot for three-peat when they go against the Miami Hurricanes in the ACC championship game Saturday night in Charlotte, Skip.
This is correct.
And not only is this game for the conference bragging rights, but it could well determine a berth in the upcoming college playoff. I tell you that right now.
Just like the Georgia-Auburn game, this ACC
This is a
championship
deciding game for sure.
Yeah, the winner of this game basically is very good chance they'll be in the 4-game playoff at the end of the season, no doubt.
Write this down and circle it. Clemson money line. Clemson money line.
What's that, minus 600? Listen, I got some numbers in this game if you want to talk about it real quick.
Yeah, I do. Well, our fans out there want to make some money. Don't forget, the VIP Sports Podcast is all about making money. You know, we tease them with some winners. Hopefully they call. But I do want to give a shout out. Shout out to my police officer there out in Baltimore that I took 6-0. You made $7,000 off $250 and robbed me. I want to give a good old-fashioned fuck you.
What's up?
I want to give a shout out to Jeremy out there in New York. I took 6-0, made him $6,000 off $250. You didn't reinvest the $2,500. I want to give it a shout out and say, fuck you. I want to give a shout out also to Mike McDermott, a guy that came aboard for the VIP service. I also want to say shout out to Mike Salinas, one of our top followers on Instagram and Twitter, been following us since day one, finally got the balls to call us, spent $250, made you $11,000, and you robbed me on my commission of $5,000. Fuck you too, Mike. So, guys,
I don't know what's wrong with these cops, man.
listen.
There's a cop up in Boston right now, and you know who you are.
Yeah.
Okay? Fucking guys betting $2,500 to $5,000
as far as
a
sports
game.
betting, they're fucking thieves.
Just absolutely fucking robbed me and Sid. I mean, granted, he paid a couple $1,000s. He made a fucking boatload of money. Then all of a sudden, he just decides that he doesn't want to play anymore.
Well, what you fucking coppers need to understand is...
What's up with these police officers?
You're the ones that are doing shit illegal anyway, you fucking scumbag. We're licensed and bonded to do what we do. We're licensed to sell games and get paid for it across the fucking country. We pay taxes. So for you Highway Patrol, you know who you are that robbed me? Fuck you, man. Seriously. You should let a couple guys go on some tickets and show some good karma. We also have that same cop saying racial slurs on tape, stuff like that later. But my point being is I'm not trying to go sideways, and we love cops, and highway patrols are good, and I got a lot of friends that are cops and cool guys. My point is this, okay? Don't call our service. Don't ask for the big money. Don't ask for Skipper. Don't ask for Skip. Don't ask for the big service if you have any intentions of robbing us. If you're going to spend $250 with us for us to make you $5,000, if you don't have any intentions of reinvesting a few thousand, don't fucking call me. Period. Real simple.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't try to be a big Willie if you're not.
No.
That being said, let's get to the positive side of this.
Correct.
Shout out to Jason Bell down there. Shout out to my man Jay Bell down there in Texas, who actually does the right thing when he wins and takes care of the big Skipper and Steve.
Shout out to Michael Taylor.
Shout out to Jay Bell in Texas. Shout out to Doc down there in Florida. Shout out to Pocono Al back there.
Oh, Pocono Al.
Pocono Al back there, Uber, hitting the Uber all day long, every day. And one more shout out. Shout out to my man, Joe. I wasn't going to say his last name, but anyway. Shout out to my man, Big Joe out there, Flagstaff, Arizona. You know who the fuck you are. What up, Joe?
Boy, Skip almost gave you a last name. You motherfuckers would have been Googling all night tonight.
Yeah, baby.
Because as you know, we give our shout-outs to our guys. We can't give their full name. You got our trolls trying to reverse search their number and reverse their email and try to call information and Google search it.
Shout out to Caesar. Caesar with his little mini pincher up there with all the comments that he puts in.
Shout out.
Yeah, we lost the Kansas City Chiefs game, Caesar. How's that? Are you happy now?
Yeah, Caesar.
Hey, Caesar, come on, bro. Spend some fucking money, invest in a couple of the games, and let's go beat the book and stop being a negative fuck, Caesar.
And to all my naysayers that were hating on that $20,000 fucking Kansas City, who hates on another man losing money?
Unbelievable.
You got to look in the mirror and realize before you put in that comment, you're just a motherfucking hater. Who hates on another fellow American making money? Do me a favor. If you're a hater, tell your girl to call me. My balls itch. I could use a good buffing, would you? Anyway.
I could use a good buffing.
Yeah, your motherfucker.
Speaking of buffing, listen, let's get back to the Miami-Clemson ACC
Now, let's get something
Championship
clear.
game.
I'm back together with my baby's mom. Me and Kelly are together, going back strong. So I don't need my balls buffed, but I will put my nuts on your chin. You ever try to disrespect me, little dick? You know what I mean? Family first, motherfucker. Got to be family first. Skip told me that from day one.
It's just haters, Steve.
All right, so we talked a little bit about the Miami Hurricanes.
Not enough.
Not enough?
Miami coming off a big loss, 24-14 loss in Pitt last week. They were embarrassed in Pitt. Their only loss of the season. That game was played on Black Friday, the day after Christmas. I think they had a turkey hangover, Steve.
A turkey hangover?
Yeah.
I think they smoked too much kush.
Too much kush and a turkey hangover.
The sorority parties were popping, like you said. The high-end players went to a few banquets with the rich people. You know, if you're on the team and you're a star, you got to go to the banquet dinner for school, don't you?
Absolutely.
With all your boosters? What is at those dinners? Brand, good turkey, good ham. You put your little suit on, you go hang with the boosters that give you guys all your money. Oh, yeah, I'm real deep into sports, and I do that at UNLV. So, a lot of conference play there. The Miami looked terrible. I don't think they're that bad.
They had a hangover on Black Friday up there in Pittsburgh.
I think they
got
come back
beat
a little.
24-14.
Well, Miami's 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games against Clemson. You want to put that out there?
Miami 1-4. Now listen.
Write that down,
all right,
guys.
pay attention. Miami 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games against Clemson. Not only that, Miami's only 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 games. Now, in this business, how many times have we told you? You don't have to stay ahead. You got to beat the spread. We're not looking for teams that just win straight up. We're looking for teams that cover the number. Miami's 10-1 straight up. They win games. However, their last 7 games, they've only gotten you paid twice.
Which means on a sports betting angle, they've fucked you
The last
7 out of 9 games.
The last 5 times they played Clemson, they've only covered 1. The last 7 times they played, they've only gotten you paid twice. On the flip side of that, Clemson Tigers, 7-3-1 against the spread this year. Here's a team that not only wins, they're 11-1 straight up, they're 7-3-1 against the spread this year. So they win and they get you fucking paid.
Well, let's talk about something that will get you paid. The total has gone over in 7 of Clemson's last 10 games in Week 14. So something about this time of year, when their balls are on the fire, they fart twice. This is a stat that really doesn't mean a motherfucking thing.
This is what I tried to say in the beginning of this section. Okay, these trends, these trends.
They're absolutely
in the
reversed
series,
because they don't apply.
I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, you just said the total's gone over 7 times in Clemson's last 10 games in Week 14. Who gives a fuck? Here's the bottom line.
Half the players are gone from last year.
Yeah, in the
Last Week 14 ain't even the same.
Yeah, the last 10 years, who cares?
Yeah, me neither.
Here's what I care about. Clemson, their last 9 games, 7 unders.
Bingo. The
7
total, The total.
Miami, their last 11 games, 9 unders. Let me repeat it so you don't have to rewind
Tell
the
them again,
podcast. Miami, 7-2 to the under their last 9 games. Clemson, 7-2 to the under their last 9 games. Miami, 9-2 to the under their last 11 games. These are 2 teams that are trending under in a big fucking way. So there you have it on paper. If you're following the trends, you got one team that wins and covers, Clemson, against another team that wins but doesn't cover, and then you got 2 teams that are just dead unders all day, every day. There you have it.
Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, our job is to make you better sports bettors. You don't always have to put your jersey on and bet your team. There's more money on totals and sides. And like I said, it doesn't matter who wins or loses. It matters who covers the fucking spread.
Amen.
Miami fans might have the most confidence in the world, but as a sports bettor, a Miami fan is in the shitter. But as far as winning games straight up, you're a celebrity. Let's move on to a top fucking game that everybody's going to be watching.
This is a big one.
Number 8, Ohio State against number 4, Wisconsin. Ohio State came out at 6.5. It has now moved down to 5. Everybody's betting Wisconsin, which in fact they probably should because Wisconsin is a fucking stellar team, Skip.
Wisconsin 12-0 straight up. They're undefeated. They're averaging 35 points a game.
And they got discipline in that fucking
It's their
squad.
fucking defense, Steve.
Oh.
They're only giving up 12 points a game.
When your defense gives up 12 points on an average per game, it's going to be hard to beat a fucking team like that in college football.
On the
Skip.
flip side, Ohio State puts up 44. So something's going to have to give. You got a high-powered offense of the Buckeyes, averaging 44 points a game, against the best fucking defense in the country, only giving up 12 points a game. Something's going to give over there. Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, this game will be played. It's the Big Ten championship game. I smell a little revenge in this game, Steve. Little revenge.
I do too. Well, the Buckeyes are a team with 2 losses, while the Badgers are unbeaten. Let's make that clear fucking too, okay? But Ohio State is favored. Wisconsin's 0-5 straight up and 1-4 against the spread in its last 5 games against Ohio State.
Correct.
So let me rewind you again. Write this down, guys. Wisconsin is 0-5 straight up and 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games against Ohio State.
So
Ohio State owns these motherfuckers.
Right. That's
in the
why I
last
said-
5-6 fucking games.
That's why I said I'm smelling a little revenge here.
Correct. Now, here's what you need to look at, ladies and gentlemen.
Huge statement game for Wisconsin.
But pay attention. The total has gone over in 8 of Ohio State's last 9 games.
That is correct.
The over has went over 8 out of Ohio State's last 9 games. Now watch this. Ohio State's 1-4 against the spread in its last 5 games in its conference. So this is a team that's been winning but not covering worth of shit either.
Ohio State has only covered once in their last 5 games,
which means-
and they've only covered 4 times in their last 11 games this year.
Which would
okay? They win and they don't cover, just like Miami.
Skip's coming in real loud. And also, what you have to take advantage in that promotion is, when you're 1-4 against the spread out of 5 games in your conference, you're not winning games, period. They're not playing too good. on the other side of the token, they own this fucking team. But then, like Skip said and what we talked about earlier, last year's trends, every week 14 doesn't mean a fucking thing against these two teams. It's going to be a marquee matchup. It's a big game. It's anybody's game. But if you're looking for some solid money, you better look at the fucking totals.
I'm a Big Ten conference fan, obviously being a Penn State fan. And this game, I can't wait for. This is going to be one hell of a game. Before we leave the college football section, this would be a great time to go ahead and do this week's promotion, Steve. Do you mind?
No, go ahead.
Here's what I'm going to do, people.
But no. I want to do a pre-warning before the video. Ladies and gentlemen, the Big Skipper is about to do a video which is sponsored by the VIP Sports Podcast. For those people that plan on investing and not reinvesting, do not call the number. However, for those guys out there that do want to make money, for those people that want to go over and beyond what they thought was possible, guys that have been winning on their own that want to make more money, guys that haven't been so lucky and want to win, guys that don't want to lose and want to be a winner, guys that want to take advantage of this promotion, give us a call, spend some money, let us make you money, upgrade, and let me show you the fucking future. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Floor is yours, Skip. That was just a disclaimer.
Okay. Now that the disclaimer's been read, now that you understand the rules, I'm going to do something absolutely fucking insane. It's November 30th. It's the end of the college football season, the regular season. It's championship week. There's 9 conference championship games this week in college football starting Friday night. 9 of them. I'm going to give you a play on all 9 of those games. You heard me right. You're going to get a play on all 9 of the conference championship games starting Friday night. All 9 games, $99. 877-220-6540. I'm going to guarantee that you go at least 6-3 and show a profit on those 9 games. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed or what?
Or I'll give you 2 weeks of service. Absolutely free. I'll give you 2 weeks for free if we don't go at least 6-3.
So basically, you're telling these guys $99. You're in action on 9 games,
correct.
And if you don't go 6-3, which is at least 67%,
right,
you give them another 2 weeks free.
You will show a profit, or you'll get 2 weeks free. All 9 conference championship games starting Friday. Now you must call this Friday before 5 o'clock Pacific, before that first game kicks off. $99 for all 9 conference championship games. Guaranteed to go 6-3, guaranteed to show a profit, or you'll get 2 weeks absolutely free. Now, Steve, how many people have watched, that listen to this podcast every week? 10,000, 20,000?
10,000. Well, we
Just
have
on
10,000 on YouTube, 10,000.
Just on YouTube, about 10,000 people a
Podcast
week.
one, hundreds of thousands.
Podcast one, at least 200,000 people hear us on Podcast One. Okay, not to mention iTunes. So here's what I want to know. Out of you 10,000 people just on YouTube alone that listen to this podcast, how comes only 50 or 60 people a week call?
Yeah, we should have at least 3,000 calls for this promotion. No
here's
doubt.
the time. The time is now, okay? It's championship week in college football. For $99, you're going to get a play on every one of those championship games, and you're guaranteed to make money and go 6-3 or better, or you'll get 2 weeks of plays absolutely free. If you don't call now, we should get at least 1,000 calls.
Call now, 1 call, that's all. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Week 14, we're going to get into a little NFL. As you know, Skip, who's NFL brought to us by?
Well, that's an easy one. It's brought to us by BetDSI. Operating for more than 20 years, BetDSI.com is A+ rated. They offer fast payment winnings with odds on all sports and all global events. From the player who demands it all, including office pools, poker rooms, horse wagering, skill games, to the whale bettors who need a no-nonsense, high-limit sportsbook. BetDSI.com is the perfect choice, Steve. So if you're looking for the best solution to place your action, go to BetDSI.com. Use the promotion code CHEDDAR. CHEDDAR. You'll get a free $25 wager on the house, and they'll give you a 200% bonus on your first deposit. That's amazing. That's the promotion code CHEDDAR at BetDSI.com, where it's only a game until you bet it, Steve.
You're goddamn right. Now, the only thing I do want to recap about last week's NFL, which people need to know about, is 11 favorites covered last week with 1 push. Only 3 dogs came in last week. So for once out of 13 weeks, the public finally got paid, guys. Congratulations. The guy out there, the after work, the valet parker, the cocaine dealer, everybody, the landscaper that goes in and just bets favorites, finally won last week, Skip.
I know for a fact it was the worst week that the books had since the football season started this year.
Yeah, they've been having a record-breaking season.
The books got annihilated last week.
Yes, they did. But when the books annihilate them 13 out of 14 weeks, sports books are still getting the majority of the money.
Yeah.
Thank God you got wise guys like me and you that make up for all that and pound them out for millions of dollars.
Absolutely.
Let's start off with a little Fly Eagles Fly. You're looking kind of fly with the Fly Eagle Fly gear on over there, Skip.
I got Wenzelmania, man. I got Wenzelmania. Wenzelmania. I am fired the fuck up.
Philly -6 against Seattle.
It's the Sunday night game, Steve.
Total is 47.5. Eagles opened this game at 5.5 favorites. It has now moved to 6.
Yep.
The total was 48. It's moved down to 47.5.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like they're going with Seattle in the under here, Skipper.
Philly in the under. It's going up from 5.5 to 6.
Well, no. I said it looks like it's going Seattle in the under, meaning I think the line movement here is a trap.
Uh-oh. Trap.
Let
Let me write this down.
I think the
Trap.
line move here is a trap, Skipper.
Well, how many times? Go ahead.
I was going to tell you why. As much as we like Philly and the #1 rated team, it's not the #1 team people put a lot of money on. You'd be surprised, being the #1 NFL team, you'd think all the sports bets would actually come in from a team like this. But you know who holds the top 3 bets? Patriots, Saints. I forget who the fuck I just saw. Some team that you wouldn't even fucking imagine. Where all the money, Carolina Panthers. People are still putting their money on these teams that, despite.
Well, Carolina covers, believe it or not.
Yes, they do. Well, they did last week for sure.
Speaking of covering, Philadelphia has covered 8 straight games. Steve.
#1 team in the NFL, bro.
10-1 straight up. They're 9-2 against the spread this year, and they've covered their last 8 games. Now, I always say, what is my #1 slogan?
You got to win on the road.
You've got to win. Great teams win on the road.
Championship teams.
Championship teams win on the road. Well, here comes the test for the Philadelphia Eagles. They got 3 straight road games starting this week, Steve. They got to play in Seattle this week, Sunday night game. Then they got to come all the way back to the West Coast and play the Rams next week
That's
in L.A.
That ain't going to be a problem.
Then they got to play the Giants in New York. 3 straight road games. Here comes the test for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, they're lucky because the 2 teams that you just mentioned right now, all 3 of those teams have internal problems, so that could go to the Phillies' advantage. Like I said, we just talked about Eli getting benched, so there's going to be a little controversy in a week from now.
They got to play Seattle in Seattle and then come back next week and play the Rams in L.A. 2 West Coast road games in a row. Whoever made that schedule, fucking moron.
Well, Seattle.
Thanks a lot.
Seattle 7-4 overall. Seattle sits in the #7 spot in the NFC playoff standing with a head-to-head tiebreaker behind the 7-4 Falcons, which very disappointing this year, Atlanta. Shame on you.
Falcons in Seattle are tied for that 7th spot in the playoffs.
With your talent and with what you had with the Super Bowl last year, you're just proving to us and all the sports bettors that you had a chance to get a lucky Super Bowl last year, a Super Bowl that you didn't deserve, and I'm glad you didn't get it because you're not a true team. Patriots came back this year pounding motherfuckers, covering the spread left and fucking right.
Easiest schedule in football.
And then you got the Falcons over there like, I don't give a fuck. It's all about who makes your money.
Hey, they get it done.
Period.
Not the Eagles. I mean, 8 straight games they've covered.
Well, Philly's 4-1 against the spread, by the way, on the road this season. So you were talking about you got to win on the road.
Yep.
They've done pretty fucking good at 4-1 out of 5 games on the road, Skip.
Well, the only game they lost was on the road in Atlanta, and they should have won. I mean, in Kansas City, and they should have won that game. They gave that game
away.
They should fucking be 11-0. They gave that game to Andy Reid.
While the Seahawks and our boys over there are 1-4 against the spread at home.
Correct.
So it all matches up on paper for Seattle to lose the game. Total has gone under in 3 of the Eagles' last 4 games against the Seahawks.
I'm going to be the first one to tell you, be careful.
Yeah, you got.
Be careful.
You got to be careful. We'll leave it at that, okay? Because we have a big play on that.
Be fucking careful.
You want to talk about the Falcons?
I don't think Seattle has enough fucking offense to fucking hang in with the Eagles. The Eagles' defense is absolutely stellar. #1 against the rush.
Now, here, listen. Since I was talking shit about Atlanta and this, that, and the other, let's talk about this next game because
However,
another team.
if Philly does win, will they cover? Be careful, guys. Be careful.
Oh, cover, win. Listen,
be careful.
Minnesota, a team that I've liked their play lately. I mean, not too many people are out there or familiar with Minnesota, but
they're a silent assassin.
They are a silent assassin. They're like that fucking Great Dane that farts in the living room. You hear nothing as you're sitting there watching the Lifetime movie. 30 seconds later, it blows out the entire fucking house. And not only do you smell the fart, but it's actually hot. It's heated.
You know, it's funny because that's the exact analogy I was thinking. The Minnesota Vikings are like that Great Dane that fucking that just leaves
Farts at fucking
that just leaves a silent fucking fart in your living room.
Oh, and blows the house
What
out.
the fuck is a Great Dane doing in your living room anyway?
My brother has one. We've
Does he really?
We grew up with Great Danes. Yeah.
Oh my God, no shit.
We've actually had 4 of them. And all of a sudden you hear like a.
Oh, so you
No,
got
it's nothing for like 60 seconds.
so you got experience with Great Dane
It hits
farts.
you, buddy, it hits you in the jaw like Floyd Mayweather just hit you with a
Oh,
right fucking cross.
God almighty.
And yeah, you swallow it, it's like, what the fuck?
Oh,
Whole house runs outside.
you swallowed a Great Dane fart.
Disgusting.
Oh, my
Anyway, Minnesota at Atlanta. Here's the thing here, Skip. Talk to me about here. You talk about your shirt with your microphone there. It's giving me a lot of friction
what
with
the
that
fuck
beard.
do you want from me?
Your gray beard's giving me a lot of
I mean,
friction
this
on the
fucking
microphone.
show's an hour and 20 fucking minutes. I gotta move around a little bit, dude.
All right, well, people wanted a longer show today, so that's what we're going to give them. The least we can do.
Well, I want a longer cock, but it doesn't always go that way.
I hear you, but,
you know what I mean?
unfortunately, we can make this dream a reality for them. We didn't give them a Thanksgiving show.
So we'll give him a little extra one today.
Well, our producers wanted an hour.
But I gotta
and 30.
move. My point is, I gotta move a little bit. I can't fucking sit straight for an
Can
hour
you
and a
move
half.
like with your neck up a little bit?
Fuck, man.
Look, Minnesota and Atlanta. Now figure this: Atlanta -3, 47.5.
Right.
Falcons opened up 2.5-point favorite. Total was 47. So the total hasn't moved at all. People are betting a little bit on Atlanta. Is this line move a trap, or is it real people putting money on Atlanta, Skip?
Well, Atlanta is 5-6 against the spread this year. They're 2-5 against the spread their last 7 games. On the flip side, Minnesota 9-2 overall. We just said they're a silent assassin.
Well, let's just it's
Minnesota.
9-2. They're 7-2, both straight up and against the spread since inserting Case Keenum into the motherfucking program.
Well, he's been inserted.
Yeah, and he's nutting. Yeah.
Here's the bottom line. The Eagles have covered 8 straight games. Minnesota's covered 6
Hold
straight
on.
games.
The Eagles? You okay?
Yeah.
You're still thinking about the Eagles.
Yeah, I said the Eagles have covered 8 straight
Oh,
games.
I got you.
Minnesota's covered 6 straight games.
So
if you're betting the Eagles in Minnesota,
You're
man,
making a
you're
lot of-
getting fucking paid.
Listen, I said before we got into this matchup that Minnesota was a silent assassin.
Yeah.
If you're a sports bettor, Minnesota's been making a lot of money.
They're 8-3 against the number this year, and they've covered their last 6 games.
This is a terminology you and I haven't used much in football, but I do want to say Minnesota and Philly is labeled a 6-figure team right now, hands down.
No doubt about it.
You got to give them their props.
However, be careful with both these teams this week. Remember what we just told you?
Atlanta is
Remember
more
what
of
we
a
just-
foreclosure team.
All the fucking favorites won last week.
Correct.
The books took the biggest fucking pounding they took all season.
They're gonna adjust
So
the lines.
don't fucking think that they're just going to hand out money this
And
week.
allow you to come bet
Yeah.
every favorite on the fucking board
Yeah.
again. Sorry.
They're not going to allow you just to come out and bet the 8 straight covering Eagles, the 6 straight covering fucking Vikings, and just keep getting paid.
Or your-
Beware, the NFL and the books are not going to allow that to happen.
Your 10-team, 6-point teaser, all
Yeah.
favorites ain't working this week, dude.
Be
Sorry.
careful.
Anyway, the Vikings are also, like I said, 7-2 straight up and against the spread with Case Keenum starting. Total has gone under. Write this down, guys. Under in 5 of the Vikings' last 6 games against the Falcons.
Right.
So when these two play, game goes under 5 out of 6 times. The favored team is 1-3 straight up and 0-3 against the spread in their last 4 games. So
What did
if
we
you're
just
looking
say?
at, if you're looking at stats, Atlanta -3 at home, you're looking at a Minnesota winner plus the points. Real fucking simple. However, you got a total that goes under.
There's a lot of
Let's
contradictions.
just put it like this. You're not going to get the favorite and the over in this game, Skip.
Right.
You're not going to get Atlanta and the over in this game. Sorry to tell you. You want to know what's going to happen? Give us a call, 877-220-6540. Let me give you one more stat before we stop talking about this. The Falcons are 13-1 and 11-3. They're 13-1 straight up and 11-3 against the spread in the last 14 games in the NFC, Skip. So you got to take that stat into consideration. These motherfuckers know how to win in the NFC. Bottom fucking line.
Yeah.
Well, you don't seem too excited. You got all silent. You just
The game is confusing, Steve.
Yeah, it sure is fun.
Okay?
It's
I mean,
confusing.
you need an abacus and a fucking slide rule to figure this one out. Because, once again, here is a scenario where, Atlanta, like you just said, is 11-3 against the spread the last 14 times they played the NFC. However, can you put your money on a team that's 2-5 against the spread their last 7 games?
No, you can't.
Against the Vikings that have covered 6 in a row?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't know.
It's-
I mean, you also said that in the series, right? The total in the series has gone under 5 times in the last 6 games. Well, when you look at this game, I mean, Minnesota games have gone over 4 out of their last 5 games. So in the series, the games are unders. But when you look at what the Vikings have been doing, they went over 4 out of the last 5 games. So
Yeah, well-
you got a team that, the bottom line to this game, you got a team that covers, and they cover a lot, the Vikings.
Yes, they do.
Against a team that has only covered twice in their last 7 games.
And a team that's 1-3 when they're favored in this matchup.
There you go.
So moving on, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have much time, but I do want to talk about these matchups. Skip, I'm going to just read Carolina, New Orleans real quick by
Do it.
myself.
Just do it.
And then maybe you could come in and read the Patriots, and we'll get into some basketball.
Fucking
and
A,
call
do
it a show.
Yeah, let's read it out.
Carolina at New Orleans, -4, 48. Saints opened as a 4-point favorite. Total was 47.5 earlier in the week. Now, during Carolina's current 4-game winning streak, they are also a perfect 4-0 against the spread. We have moved them up to a 6-figure team right now. They've covered their last 4 games, and they covered against the spread. It's a team that's hotter than the Las Vegas Concrete in the middle of the summer, definitely hotter than Khloe Kardashian's pussy at a basketball game, etc.
Carolina's another sleeper team that people just, they've written them off, I think.
Well,
But
hold on.
They're 8-3, man.
Well, no, you got to write them off when the way they played in the beginning of the season.
They're 8-3.
They're not against the spread. They're not.
No, they're 7-3-1 against the spread.
8.
They've covered 70% of their games.
Hear me out, Skip. The beginning of the year, when you say people don't write them off, you're expecting Carolina to come out to be a good team. You bet them back-to-back big money. In the beginning of the year, they hurt your feelings. People are supposed to.
This game is for first place in the NFC South, Steve.
But I'm saying
I
you
mean,
can't see why people got turned.
They're tied right now.
You can't see why people got turned off from Carolina. I'm telling them, and you're telling them, turn it back on. 4-0 in their last 4 games, covering against the spread.
This is a huge showdown in the NFC South. They're both of these teams are 8-3.
Yeah.
This game is for first place in the division. You got 2 teams that cover. Carolina is 7-3-1 this year against the spread. The Saints are 7-2 against the spread. Their last 9 games, 7-4 overall.
New Orleans dominated the first meeting, by the way, 34-13 behind a balanced offense attack. New Orleans is 4-0 against the spread in the past 5 meetings with the Panthers.
Yeah.
The Saints have came marching in a lot for us and a lot for our clients, as you know, Skip. So that's going to be a crazy matchup.
They're coming in off that loss against the Rams, off that West Coast trip against the against the Rams. Man, that's going to be another great game. The Ohio State game is going to be great.
Let me just read this for you guys.
Saints-Panthers going to be a good game.
I'm going to just say this before Skip reads it. Patriots -9 against Buffalo. You look at it like it's the easiest win for the Patriots -9. Well, you got to look at it like this. A game like this in Week 14 is a game that always turns fucked. It's a Buffalo Bill team that took out their starter, embarrassed themselves against the Chargers in L.A., came back in Buffalo, beat the fucking Kansas City Chiefs, who I had $100,000 fucking dollars on. Now they're coming back against a team, New England Patriots, a stellar team that can't be beat, covering the spreads, true fucking OG with Tom Brady, a stellar fucking team, -9. I'm telling you right now, it is not the easiest game on the board. It's a game you better look the fuck out for. Skip, read that little breakdown.
Well, the Patriots opened at like 8, 8.5. It's up to 9. So, of course, there's money coming in on the Patriots as usual. Total's right at 48, 48.5. Patriots just covered last week. They covered the largest spread of the season. They were laying 17 points against Miami last week and barely covered. They won by 18, 35-17. Patriots are 7-0.
Right, hold on. Write this down, please, guys.
Patriots are 7-0 straight up and 6-1 against the spread their last 7 games.
Now, what are the Bills? Hold on. Write this down, too.
The Bills are 7-22-2 against their spread their last 31 games after winning as an underdog the week before.
So on paper, everyone and their mom bets this as the biggest Patriot blowout in the winter ever. Be careful. All I can fucking tell you.
The Bills are 1-5 straight up and 1-5 against the spread the last 6 games they played in their division.
Be careful if you're going to look at this game, like I said, be very, very careful. We're going to get into some college basketball. There's not a lot to talk about in college basketball right now because there's so many different games, so many different matchups. We're going to talk about who you need to be betting on, who the teams that are covering the spread, and exactly how to look out.
There's too much to talk about in college basketball.
And
There's fucking 400 games in a week.
College basketball is brought to you by TrueCar. When you're looking to buy a new or used vehicle, you can easily find the car you want and be confident when you're getting a fair price using TrueCar. Find out what other people in your area are paying for the same car you want. Get real pricing on actual inventory. The competitive tool is offered exclusively from a TrueCar Certified Dealer, and its pricing you'll see before going to the dealership. As a TrueCar customer, you're more likely to enjoy a faster buying process from the carefully curated network of certified dealers committed to transparency and offering you the best possible price. With more than 3 million cars sold over at 13,000 dealerships nationwide, TrueCar helps them earn an average savings of more than $3,000 off the MSRP. You want to feel empowered and confident with your car buying experience? Visit TrueCar today. Some features not available in all states. TrueCar, the future of car buying, is here. Skip, 105 games on the board Saturday alone.
That's what I was just saying. I mean, college basketball, there's 350 games a week.
Here's what you don't do.
There's so much money to be made in college basketball.
Here's what you don't do. You don't just go bet Notre Dame. You just don't bet Clemson. You don't just go bet Miami. You don't just go bet every fucking top fucking team that your school has to offer, okay? The people that play these top teams right now are going to get fucked. Remember, it's only the first week or two where you have the heavily favored ranked team against the small little Stony Brooks and Oral Roberts. Those are the teams minus 30 that win by Bethune-Cookman. Yeah.
Shout out to the Dominator.
Shout out to Dom the Dominator. I'll never forget it. And we don't like putting down our competitors, but we got to tell you this story, guys. We recorded one of our competitors, Dom the Dominator.
One of our clients called one of our competitors and recorded the conversation and sent it to us.
This motherfucker didn't ask for money once. Didn't ask for money. Wasn't selling nothing. A couple of his lines that we've learned from it. We've loved it. And we know why you people out there don't want to call services. We know why you think everybody is full of shit. This guy had the nerve to say, in sports betting, it's not how much you can win. It's how much money you can afford to lose.
Yeah.
Boy, that was a solid statement.
That's a great fucking line.
He also, one of the baddest statements that he said they were 5-0 the day before in college basketball. We asked him what game that he had. He said they took Bethune-Cookman. Over in Bethune-Cookman. Guess what, though? They don't put out a line on Bethune-Cookman on the over-under.
There wasn't even a total in that game anywhere in the world.
They don't put totals anywhere on Bethune-Cookman.
Bethune-Cookman.
So this is a guy that advertises, and this is why we understand you people are so mad. Anyone can advertise and act like they're big, but that wasn't even the best one, Skip.
Well, the games pick you.
Yeah, listen, this guy had the nerve to tell us, if you're doing this business right, you don't pick the games pick you. My client said, was that like some superstitious type shit or what?
Oh, my God.
So, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Dom the Dominator out there, brother.
Shout out.
We just want the games to pick us this week, man. That's all we want. And like I said,
Sorry for throwing you off there.
we didn't mean to throw you off, but yeah, no, well, you made me laugh a little bit.
105 college basketball games this Saturday alone.
So my point is, let me give you some teams that are covering against the spread right now, give you a little heads up, because if you're going to guess with 105 games, which is what they're doing, Skip.
Yeah.
If you're just going to go guess, let me give you some teams to guess so you have an honest shot on your fucking parlay card. Fair enough?
You're sitting there in your man cave with your fucking remote control just firing on every college fucking basketball game. You're going to lose your mind and your money.
And I do want to say parlays are for suckers. The only way to make money in betting is betting straight bets, one game a day, not every day. The formula for success is betting the same amount of money on every game and not betting every day. These guys that bet 3 games a day, 20 games a week, you don't have a chance in the fucking world of making money consistently. You're just like a casino in there playing blackjack for 3 days straight. You don't have a chance. The house always wins. The longer and more you play,
Eventually they'll get you.
They're going to eventually eat you. So here's some teams that are covering the spread. Virginia, 7-0 against the fucking spread.
Hey, Virginia's not just for lovers, Steve.
No, and not just for cooking.
Virginia's for covering the spread.
Virginia's for covering the spread, guys, 7-0. Nevada.
The Wolfpack.
Shout out to the Wolfpack. Nevada, Reno, 6-0 against the spread, guys.
Yep.
Washington State. Washington State, 5-0 against the spread.
Not bad.
Florida State.
Nice.
Florida State, 5-0 against the spread. And last but not least, you want to beat the spread and get some head, you make sure you bet those Las Vegas UNLV Running Rebels.
Running Rebels.
No, ladies and gentlemen, take a bow for your Running Rebels. 5-1 against the spread.
So the Nevada Wolfpack and the UNLV Rebels are 11-1 against the spread.
I've told you guys a long time ago.
Wow, you're betting these Nevada
I
teams. You're
told
getting
you guys a
fucking
long
paid.
time ago. We fired the president that's been holding UNLV basketball back for a long time. I told you that. We hired a woman that has her shit together. She loves basketball, and she loves to fucking win. Therefore, UNLV basketball is back in full fucking effect. Yeah, we got a 7-foot All-American. Yeah, we got a couple NBA players on our team.
They're
And yeah, in
scoring.
3 years, we'll be a top fucking 10 team again.
High scoring
Write
games.
that down in circle.
High scoring games, too. Menzies got them playing some ball.
Shout out to our boy Menzies out there. Get the job done. These are
They
teams.
just had their first loss last night.
I know, very disappointing.
Overtime loss in Northern Iowa.
Nail biter, brother. Worst teams against the spread. I don't want to see these teams on your fucking ticket. Stanford, 1-7 against the spread. Vanderbilt, 0-6. You think they're sucking dicks?
The Commodores, wow.
Wow.
Losing, big time.
Arizona.
Oh, that's who UNLV plays Saturday night, Arizona.
That'll be another win
The
for us.
Thomas and Crack right down the street.
You want to go sit front row to that and go talk some shit?
I have, I'll be.
You're doing a lot of stuttering. Do you sound like my clients that owe me money?
I will be in the Boyd Gaming Suite with Mr. Boyd Saturday night.
I know, but what's funner? Front row with Steve with 100,000 on a game, or
can't-
smelling a 90-year-old dude's fart up in his fucking
I
box?
can't say no to Mr. Boyd.
I don't give a fuck if he's a
The
billionaire or not.
guy owns 24 casinos.
Yeah.
He's a billionaire.
Is he?
He's a friend of the Big Skippers, and
Is he?
I'll be in his box.
Is he?
Me and Right Side will be in his box Saturday night at the Arizona game.
Well, the only money he's giving you is from them motherfucking Keno machines in his casino.
What do you
that
want
play.
from me, bro?
Well, because I break bread with
Does
you.
your sports consultant hang out with the owner of 24 casinos, a
No, no,
billionaire?
no. Billionaire.
I do.
Hold on. Our whole.
I do.
That's what separates VIP sports from everybody else. Does your sports service have the richest athlete in the world come by his office every week?
We do.
We do. We do. Do you hang out with billionaires that own Boyd Gaming?
Yeah.
We do.
I do.
Do you hang out with owners of teams? Yeah,
We do.
We do. So, do you hang out with the guys that make the line? We do.
Yeah.
Are you in locker rooms? We are. Anyway. Skip.
It's pretty simple, guys.
Anyway, guys, that's pretty much the show for today. Like I said, college football is in full fucking effect right now. You got to watch what you're doing. To the New York Giants organization, fuck you for the way you're treating Eli Manning. Fuck you again. You should be disgraced. Guy brought you 2 rings. He's a soldier. He's played his ass off for you guys. Yeah, if he was 4 inches taller, he might have been a little bit better. But
If I was 4 inches longer, I might be a little better.
exactly. The guy's an all-star. He's a Hall of Famer, and you don't disrespect a guy like that at all.
Right.
Tiger Woods seems to be getting back into the
Oh,
golf
we got a
tournament.
bet, by the way.
Yeah, we got a bet. Skip and I got a bet. The bet is
$1,000.
$1,000 for Skip to win $2,000. He says out of the 18 people in this tournament, Tiger will finish top 10.
Yes.
I say that he won't.
Okay.
I'm not hating on him. I got Tiger's back. I want to see him get his swing back. I want to see him only take a couple lower tabs a week. I want to see him get back into smoking weed. Because guys that get hard back into shit, you can't just go clean and sober. You still got to smoke a little pot. You still got to fuck a couple hoes if you're sober. More importantly, guys, the VIP Sports Podcast is all about the legalization of sports betting. So if you're not doing anything, head on down to the U.S. Supreme Court out there in New Jersey. Go honk your horn. Have your woman pull her fucking tits out that says legalize it. Go down there with your absolute blowout shirt and cause some fucking commotion so these motherfuckers make it legal, which, to be honest with you, is pretty much already done. So this face right here, look at it very clear, because I am the face behind sports betting. And it's going to be in every city and state here within 5 years, which makes me from a guy that's doing $15 million a year to a guy doing $100 million a year. And I'm not going to change. I'm still going to help you guys make money. I'm still going to break the fucking bookie down for you. I'm still going to take you under my wing, make you my personal project, show you the formula for success. Why? Because you fucking deserve it. That's fucking why. At the end of the day, like I said earlier, somebody hating on another guy's losses, you're not a man, you're a pussy. In this day and age, you're supposed to uplift people. You're supposed to make people positive. If you have anything positive to say, you don't say it. Guys that are negative like that will never make it far in life. So if you're not happy in a one-bedroom apartment with your grandma, you might want to change your ways and get back to uplifting people, saying good stuff about people.
Right.
Gambling is a business for big boys. There's no room for little dicks. It's high risk, high reward. So like I said, Losing is part of the business. It's not how you fall. Getting back up is what takes a real fucking man. And in this industry, it takes a consistent fucking bankroll to get paid. This isn't a business that you do call VIP Sports for 1 week, let them make you 10 grand and rob them. Like I said, it's not a sprint, it's a fucking marathon. So to all my people out there during the holiday season that want a second income, for everybody that could use Christmas to be paid for from me, have your bookie pay for this fucking holiday season, and let me show you how to do that.
Fuck yeah.
Go to VIPSportsLasVegas.com, take advantage of fucking Skipper's promotion, and let me take you over and beyond what you ever thought was possible. Like I said, it takes a grown-ass man to stay focused and take the wins and losses in this industry. You can't just be excited when you get a win and have a nervous breakdown when you get a loss. You got to take it in with credibility, and you got to treat it the same. This is a game for big boys, so for you little people out there, if you don't like the fucking fire, get your ass out the motherfucking kitchen, period. VIP Sports is a company that's dedicated to providing the best sports information available and to help the legalization of sports betting. Go down there and cause some noise at that Supreme Court. Let's make sports betting legal. Let's make America good again. And what that means is making sports betting legal. Because we make it legal in every state. You get a guy like me on your side, I'll make you more money than you do at your motherfucking job. So yeah, I get a little bit excited when I want sports betting to be legal because all it's going to do is make you guys at home more money. It's going to stop that Orange County housewives from sucking different cock and start betting sports. Put their mind on different things to do. At the end of the day, we love you. We want to make you better sports bettors. On the behalf of Steve Stevens, Darren Otero, myself, the one and only, the Big Skipper, the chiropractor, and everybody here at VIP Sports, we love you. See you. Wouldn't want to be you. And remember, don't let these players and coaches be the only ones that get paid. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
See you.
It's Steve Stevens. I bust your bookie head open. Split it to the white meat, I ain't joking. Me and Dirt Bomb in the ghost float. Straight OG like that kush I be smoking. It's way too potent for rookies to come hit it. A little white girl around, I might sniff it. Poppin' bub in the club, so twisted. My pops keeps telling me to go get it. So I'm at the sports book, betting big on the Clippers. I'm talking about 5 figures, I need a few shots of liquor. Might need another zipper if the bomb play me. Fuck around and put a $500,000 on Tom Brady. When it comes to betting sports, Steve Stevens a beast. Need a certified winner called VIP Sports. Got too many felonies to ride around with my Glock, so sure to keep it since I got shot in Vegas like Pac.